Hi, I'm Mair Alight, as you can see in my Gmail, mairalight@gmail.com, here with Mary Goyer, Grok the World. It's so many years since we've talked. Oh my
I
gosh.
know, I
So
know.
what what do you most want people to know
Mm,
about you, about what you're offering in the world? What do you want to have people hear?
mm.
Let's start there.
Start there. Yeah, thanks. Well, my background, I have sort of like I have a clinical background and an education background and an NVC background, so a certified trainer. And lately, really all three have been converging. I love that we're going to be talking about like how do you decide what's mine to do? Because that has been a question my whole career. And in this convergence of, my counseling work and my education stuff and then my passion for NVC, at GROK the World, we're moving into the education space and offering trainings and offering resources for educators who want to cultivate more compassion and more empathy in their classrooms. I'm really excited about it. I think it is, yeah, there's a number of projects we are kind of like putting together. And this is an exciting time for me and for GROK. So I'm really thrilled to be here.
I saw on LinkedIn. If I went to Mary Goyer at LinkedIn and there was all of this information about things that you're doing. I'm like, wait a minute, what? Like you have an online, a
Yeah.
place that people can go online and play Grok
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, we've created an online version of Grok. So folks that don't have cards or just are out and about, or like for you and I, we work with clients remotely. It's like this is a way that you can now have the experience of getting self-connected and playing and actually like working with an interface of like of the Grok cards, get that kinesthetic and that chance to see like what are the needs at play, with
Yeah.
somebody, with myself or somebody else. So yeah, so Grok Online, it's free and it's on our website, groktheworld.com. So yeah, we're really trying to do our part to, support the spread of empathy and of NVC and make it really as accessible as we can.
Yeah, and I saw also that you do executive one-on-one coaching. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of things that you do. I would like to trail back through like how did you decide, or at
Yeah.
what point did you decide? Because you have these different worlds that you were following a certain path, and then are you a clinical, what was what do you want to say about that? Like, what are you
How did
given?
this happen?
How did you get here?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have a long story, and the short version is I did start off as a classroom teacher, and
Oh,
I initially pivoted into I thought I was going to become a school counselor. I went back to graduate school. I got my degree in counseling. Both I did it kind of did a dual thing, school counseling and marriage and family therapy, so that I
oh,
could kind of go either way. And I always had this passion for being in the schools, but what I ended up doing was opening my practice and working with folks one on one. I now work, as a coach, like you said, executive coaching for leaders, for ed leaders and leaders in other organizations and parents and leadership of all sorts. And yeah, I spent years, more or less just doing one-on-one work. And as I learned NVC, it first was for me something like I just was doing it for fun. I'm one of these workshop geeks that likes to go to workshops for fun. Um, it very quickly became clear that NVC was going to be front and center for me, and I stumbled upon some opportunities to teach. I was like, oh, great, I get to use my teaching skills
oh.
for this stuff that is so important to me, and I think is so, it's great for people who, like want, sort of like linear tools to just help them in their relationships and other people that are interested in kind of a more spirituality based and compassion either way. I kind of
Mm.
have I kind of have both people show up in my life.
Yeah.
So yeah, I started teaching and in retreats and teaching in organizations. I've worked for several years in with Google Teams and other, teams in big tech, and then, lots of other settings as well. But yeah, it's been just in the last couple of years where I just have sensed that, I just being tapped on the shoulder to get back into education, and we've created a curriculum for educators to work with NVC with their students in elementary settings. And so it's um,
Wow.
it's like it's been kind of this um, ride that hasn't been super linear, but it all kind of makes sense now.
Looking back, what
Yeah,
I heard from what you were saying is not the question of what is mine to do, but how can I serve? What
yeah,
is mine? How can I be a servant to
yeah,
life, to
yeah,
serve other people, to make the world a better place than it was
yeah. How
through
can I
what you're
support?
able to
Yeah,
do?
yeah.
Yeah, does that ring true to you?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
yeah, service is like an ongoing, yeah, like what is mine to do? How can I be of service? How can I be of support? Yeah, it that has, like I said, it's been just a mantra. It's something I tune in about frequently. I pay attention to um what I'm passionate about. I pay attention to my concerns. I pay attention to my anger. I pay attention to like recurring themes in terms of my fantasies and my needs, and of course, as I said, like for me, it was like I kept noticing, like I kept thinking about education. I kept thinking about teachers. I kept thinking about the kiddos. I now have a little 4-year-old of my own, and that
Oh,
refreshed it as well, as he's getting into school and, all
so
excited.
there is something that because we're wrapping up this conversation right now. I think we'd agreed
Yeah.
to about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Um, the core of what people might take away from this is to pay attention to what's most, like you said, tapping on the shoulder. What's
Hmm.
most wanting to be revealed through me? How can I
Yeah.
serve with the skills and the knowledge and the experience I have? There's something
And what emerges in
authentic.
life and what emerges in life in personal
Yes.
experiences in your
Yeah.
mind. Yeah. Like all of this is information. And for me,
Yeah.
this kept me on my path.
Paying attention.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's the message here. Pay attention. Pay attention. And then it's like somebody said God's calling. And when I was in my 20s, my idea was, well, there's someone on the phone, but I'll get back to him later. I've got other things to do in life, like sex, drugs, rock and roll, whatever it was in my early 20s. I'm just like, no, no, I'm not, I'm not listening to any callings.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And sounds like you did, Mary. And the
Yeah,
world
all
is a
along
place
it
for it.
was like, I feel compelled to do this. I don't even know why. Like I'm sure that will the why will surface, and it
Yeah.
always does. Yeah.
Why always surfaces.
Hmm.
I like that to end with. Mary, thank you so much for
Mm.
talking to me
Thank you
and
so
for
much.
sharing with other people what you do in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. So happy to be here. Happy to chat anytime.
Okay, everybody. Go to GROK the World and check out what Mary and her partners have to offer.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, Mayor. You take good
thank
care.
you, Mary.
Hmm.
Okay.